Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Sherman, and as we enjoy our 1708th conclave on WQXR, we might consider slightly changing the name of tonight's program to the McGraw-Hill Company's Very Young Artist Showcase. As we all know, there are dozens of piano competitions all over the world, but only a handful are specifically designed for very young players. And tonight we will eavesdrop on the 2010 editions of both the 5th New York and the 25th Washington, D.C. Internationals, meeting half a dozen players, not one of them old enough to vote yet. The Washington auditions, founded 25 years ago by pianist and composer Lili Chang, also has a novel twist. In addition to the usual talent search, these auditions are designed to promote the music of Chinese composer, so each pianist, in addition to the standard rep, must choose from a group of required contemporary works. Evelyn Moe, from Herndon, Virginia, selected this breezy set of variations by Da Chen Yu, a member of the Children's Art Committee of Beijing, who was born there in 1934. Variations for Piano by China's Da Chen Yu. One thing I didn't tell you before about Evelyn Moe, the pianist, she's just 11 years old. And at the time of the auditions last June, she was a 7th grader at Rachel Carson Middle School in Virginia. She has, though, not only won a whole batch of other keyboard competitions, but can look back on at least 3 medals as a violinist. And you know what she does as a hobby? She solves math problems, I tell you. Anyway, at the winner's recital of the Washington Piano Competition, Evelyn Moe took on no less daunting a challenge than Liszt's Grand Concert Etude No. 2, La Leggerezza. Quite something. This La Leggerietta, and a warmly lyric performance by 11-year-old Evelyn Moe, recorded live at the winner's recital of the Washington Young Concert Artists Competition, and that was this past June 27th in Ward Hall of Catholic University. That same week in New York, the Manhattan School was hosting the 5th Biennial New York International Piano Competition, and we'll visit there next on the McGraw-Hill Company's Young Artist Showcase. When duo pianists Melvin Stecker and Norman Horowitz launched their search for outstanding high school pianists, they designed auditions with a number of very special elements. For one thing, there are no round eliminations. Everybody plays everything. For another, there are no losers. Every pianist goes home with at least a $1,000 scholarship. There's also a contemporary required piece and a separate award for 4-hand performances. I was honored to host the winner's recital this past June, so we can eavesdrop more or less at the musical start of things. We are going to begin with the required piece. Now, as you've heard, Avner Dorman wrote a sonata for a competition, and the second movement has been chosen as the required piece for this competition. And what happened is that all of these wonderful young artists were given the score a few months ago and told, learn it by heart, and play it for the judges, for the audience, for everyone else. It is a quite extraordinary task, and when you hear the piece, you will understand how extraordinary it is. And now we are going to hear the artist who apparently played it best of all. And what a wonderful honor that is. Kate Liu, please join us for the Avner Dorman Sonata. What was it like to learn something of this sort and learn it kind of in a crash course, learn it very quickly?
I have to admit, the first time I ran through it, I was pretty convinced that it was just a technical piece. But then my teacher helped a lot, actually, Alan Chow. I realized that there were a lot of jazz elements in it. So I wasn't worried too much about the notes, especially during the competition and learning it. It was pretty much just bringing out like certain accents that would make it sound a lot jazzier.
So the idea is that's interesting. You were less worried about the notes, even though you encountered it as a technical piece. You put that aside and just found the emotion in it.
Yeah, because I really kind of realized that even when I was worried about the technical part, it didn't sound any better, and I didn't make any less mistakes. So I figured, why not just go for the jazzy part?
All right. Now, obviously, you're going to be back in a little while because you also managed to scoop up the first prize. So go down, catch your breath, rest a little bit, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Now, it is one of the exceptional, if not unique, elements of this competition that the artists, when they arrive here, are put rather arbitrarily into a team, a four-hand team. So just as they had to learn this avner dorman sonata quickly and make sense out of it, aside from the technical side of it, here we had two soloists that had to make a chamber team, and again, do it within a single week. They had coaching, they had help, but they had to form their own ideas and mesh them and meld them and make them work. So let us hear the second prize winners, and they are Fan Yelin and Chelsea Wang. They are going to play the Slavonic dance in B major of Dvorak. Fanya Lin and Chelsea Wang. Well, very exciting to hear you. And once again, as we were talking before, you made music out of this piece. You didn't just go for the exciting stuff. You played the middle section with warmth and very expressive tenderness. Really lovely. Tell us a little about yourself.
I'm originally from Taiwan, and I'm studying in Utah at Weber State University. And
With whom?
With my teacher, Dr. Eugene Yang, and she's actually here today.
Well, how do you do? Glad to have you here. And Fanya, what about you?
Oh, my name is Chelsea.
I got you, two of you mixed up. I see.
Yeah, I'm from West Des Moines, Iowa. I study with Dr. Ksenia Nosikova from the University of Iowa.
And how was it forming? You hadn't known each other before you came here, right?
No.
So what happened when the first minute you sat down together? What happened? What did it feel like?
For me, it's really fun to work with Chelsea, and we became really good friends. And it's just a wonderful experience to get to work with someone and in this short time. And we learned so much from each other to share and to make music together. So
Chelsea,
it's a great
what did you learn from this experience?
I learned so much about Fanya, and her personality and everything just comes through with the music so well. And we've built a really good friendship after working together with this, and I think I've just learned so much.
Do you think that chamber music will be part of your musical life ahead?
Definitely.
Great. Well, it was wonderful to hear you. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
The winner of the first prize in the four-hand division, they will play the other work that was ordained this time around, which is the very beautiful theme and variations, G major, the K501 of Mozart. And the winners here to perform for us are Jung-Yeon Kim and Anna Dimitrenko. Again, most beautiful playing. Mozart's G major variations, K501, are the top winners of the four-hand division of the New York International Piano Competition. 16-year-old Jun Eun Kim, who came here for the auditions from Seoul, where she studies at Korean National University, and 17-year-old Anna Dmitrenko, from Ukraine originally, but now working with Oksana Yablonskaya in the Juilliard's pre-college division. I'm Bob Sherman, and I'm here at 105.9 FM, where performances by the silver and gold medalists are coming up momentarily, here on the McGraw-Hill Company's Young Artist Showcase. Once again, let's turn back the calendar to June 25th and revisit the winner's concert of the New York Piano Competition that was at the Manhattan School of Music, as 16-year-old Yen Yu Chen showed why she won the silver medal with this expressive performance of Liszt's Transcendental Etude, Feu Follet. these kids. They go out and they play the most difficult pieces, but they ask them to come over to the microphone to get more listening.
I'm not nervous.
You're not nervous. Wonderful.
I love talking.
You do.
loud.
Well, you obviously love playing as well. And I heard you yesterday, as I mentioned, and your repertoire is expanding. You said you love Chopin, but obviously you do pretty well with Liszt. What else do you love within music?
I love Bach, especially, yes.
Well, that's
With all the great counterpoint and like the holiness of the piece.
so you like quite very opposite things. I mean, you like the virtuosity of Liszt and you like the romanticism of Chopin.
Actually, I can't choose because it's all so great, and it's.
And
really
that's
much-
the beauty of the piano repertoire. You don't have to choose. You have to choose which pieces, but you have the wide selection. With whom have you been working? Tell us about your teacher, very special lady.
Eleanor Sokolov. She has been teaching at Curtis for 76 years, I believe.
76 years at Curtis, which is got to be some kind of a world record, I think. And is she able to still, at this point, give you, I mean, she's what, 90, whatever?
She's currently 96.
96. And she can keep up with you and she can keep you involved and interested?
Yes, I love her teaching very much. She taught me very special things, and her suggestions are just wonderful, and I just love to work with her.
Can you give us an idea what you mean by a special thing?
Special thing, she has the ability to sing really well, and so I can play like how she sings.
Oh, well, that's an interesting thought. And maybe that explains the very fluid approach you have. Very good. Well, we wish you great success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Now, we've already heard Kate Liu as the winner of the special prize for Avner Dorman's sonata. Now we meet her as the grand prize winner here at the New York International Piano Competition. So, join us again. At the competition, Kate Liu played the entire Gaspard de la Nuit of Ravel, one of the most demanding and challenging pieces of the keyboard literature. She's going to play the first movement of it, the portrait of the water sprite Ondine. Kate? Congratulations. Very beautiful. Now, you're the one who was born in Singapore, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
me and another person.
Yes, Clarence over there was also actually still there. Now, those of you who don't have these program booklets, the souvenir should get them. First of all, it has photos and information about all of the young artists that you've been hearing about and some of whom you've been hearing. And each one of them was asked to provide a paragraph, just a statement of their thoughts about music. And one of the things that you said is that you're entering this competition and it wasn't important about winning, that what you wanted was to gain knowledge from your colleagues and to get the experience, and here you are winning. So tell us what you meant by the statement and how it feels that you're all wrong.
Well, it is nice winning, of course. But I mean, really, I came here, I really didn't expect to win, but thank you, jury. But I really came here because I really wanted to work with other people, and this competition actually has like a commissioned work that I had to learn because I hadn't actually learned many 20th century or like contemporary pieces before, so I thought this was even better. And they also had a forehand work, which I thought was really nice just to work with another person and play.
So you have not done a lot of forehand before this?
No, not many.
And you hadn't played much contemporary music either?
Exactly.
Does this sort of change your focus a little bit? Do you think you're going to mend your ways now and go into chamber music and consider new music as a greater part of your repertoire?
Yeah, about chamber music, I really like playing in chamber music, even though I haven't done it that much, so I'm hoping it'll be part of my future. And contemporary pieces, I really like Dorman's sonata.
Well, he's got a lot of other piano pieces, and he'll sell them cheap, so ask him afterwards. But of course, there's a tremendous volume of 20th and 21st century that is waiting to be explored. How old are you now?
I just turned 16.
16, wow. Well, you have a few years to go to catch up with the rest of the contemporary scene. But it was great to hear you and wish you all sorts of great success.
Thank
Kate,
you so much.
Thanks so much. At any international competition, you expect to find fine players. But I think what we've heard in the selections that were chosen and in the performances as we heard them, there was so much emphasis on musicality, so much expressivity, such sensitive playing and warm and lyric. This bodes very well, I think, for the future of music and the fact that there is this body of talent here ready to go forth, and now being able to go forth with the support, encouragement, and enthusiastic help of the Stecker and Horowitz Foundation. This is really a time to celebrate, a time to be joyful about, we've all been nervous about what's happening to music, classical music. I think we can be vastly encouraged by what is happening. And as we close, I think we should perhaps close with a final vote of thanks to Melvin and Norman for what they have accomplished through their lives and their work. The Melvin and Norman I was thanking are the guiding angels of the New York Piano Competition, the Messrs. Stecker and Horowitz. And indeed, I'm also most grateful to them for making the performances we heard tonight available to us on the McGraw-Hill Company's Young Artist Showcase. Meanwhile, especially if you're one of our Westchester listeners, I'd like you to know that both of these splendid soloists, Yenyu Chen, who played Lis for Follet, and Kate Liu, who just gave us that sparkling Ondine of Ravel, will be appearing in the free Nadia Reisenberg Young Artist Series at the Ossining Public Library. Yenyu, a week from this coming Sunday, Kate on December 5th. Meanwhile, what about our own showcase next Wednesday? I'll look ahead to that happy occasion after our final McGraw-Hill message.
Hello, I'm Terry McGraw. The McGraw-Hill Companies has been a proud supporter of the Young Artist Showcase for more than 30 years. We're passionate about this program because these wonderful young musicians exemplify one of our core beliefs. That is, by helping people achieve their potential, we create a smarter, better world. Thank you for listening to the McGraw-Hill Company's Young Artist Showcase on WQXR listener-supported radio.
Always delighted to have Terry McGraw as part of our on-air family. Now, next Wednesday, we will bring you the exciting Green Space concert that we recorded just a few hours ago, including performances by the Katz sisters, cellist Lenore, clarinetist Moran, plus pianist Phyllis Chen, both at our studio Fazioli, and a couple of the toy pianos on which she makes distinctly grown-up music. The music we've been enjoying on the showcase for more than 3 decades has been underwritten from the very beginning by the McGraw-Hill Companies. So we acknowledge their generosity with deep appreciation. My thanks as well go to our studio and executive producers, Eileen Delahunty and Limor Domer, and to you for being part of our audience family on listener-supported WQXR. I'm Bob Sherman. Good night, everybody.